In the heart of modern warfare, where chaos spreads faster than orders, a single sound can shift the fate of an entire battlefield. It is not the scream of fighter jets slicing through the stratosphere. It is not the thunder of missiles streaking above the desert. It is deeper, rougher, more primal. Brat. A sound feared by insurgents, loved by soldiers, and respected by every military strategist on Earth. This is the A-10 Thunderbolt II. A machine forged not for speed or beauty, but for survival, dominance, and the brutal reality of close air support. Built around a cannon so powerful it shakes the earth, engineered to fly through fire, take hits, and keep killing. On the front lines of Iraq, Afghanistan, Kosovo, and Desert Storm, the Warthog became more than an aircraft. It became a promise, a guardian, a symbol of unstoppable American air power. This is not just war history. This is military technology at its most ruthless. A machine that outlived its rivals, outperformed expectations, and rewrote battlefield strategy. Tonight, we enter the world of advanced war weapons, global military power, and the deadliest close air support aircraft ever built.
The Warthog's story begins in the jungles of Vietnam, not in the skies above it. American troops on the ground were ambushed, pinned, outnumbered. They needed close air support immediately. But the fighters of the era were too fast, too fragile, too dependent on clean airspace and long runways. War planners saw it clearly. Modern battlefields demanded a beast, not a beauty. Something slow enough to hunt, strong enough to survive, and powerful enough to erase enemy armor with one pass. Thus began the creation of a new breed of aircraft, a war machine designed around battlefield strategy, not speed. A plane meant to fly low, hit hard, and take punishment no fighter jet could survive. This idea led to the birth of advanced military technology, the GAU-8 Avenger cannon, and the armored cockpit known as the titanium bathtub, a monster built not for dogfights, but for pure domination of the ground war.
Most aircraft carry a gun. The A-10 is a gun. At the center of its design sits the GAU-8 Avenger, a 7-barrel 30mm rotary cannon capable of ripping through modern tanks like paper. It fires depleted uranium shells, armor-piercing rounds, and delivers 3,900 rounds per minute. In modern warfare, this isn't just firepower, it's psychological warfare. Enemy armored divisions in Desert Storm reported the same thing. They heard the brat before they saw the plane, and by then, it was too late. This cannon reshaped global military power, and every part of the A-10, engines, landing gear, armor, wings, was designed backward from it. Because this was not an aircraft built to impress, it was built to destroy.
The A-10 is not just a seat, it is a fortress. A titanium-wrapped survival chamber engineered for one purpose: keep the pilot alive, even when the aircraft is being torn apart. This titanium armor, nearly 900 pounds of it, protects the pilot from armor-piercing rounds, ground-to-air fire, and mobile defense systems. In Afghanistan and Iraq, countless pilots returned home because this bathtub absorbed the punishment of modern warfare that should have been fatal. Missiles struck the wings, anti-aircraft rounds hit the fuselage, hydraulic systems failed, yet the A-10 continued flying. One pilot in Iraq flew home with half a wing missing, a destroyed engine, and dozens of holes in the frame. The aircraft wasn't just damaged, it was violated. But the Warthog doesn't ask permission to live. It is designed to survive what would kill any other fighter jet. This isn't just engineering. This is a combat promise. If you give soldiers hope, the A-10 will bring you home.
Where advanced war weapons fail, the A-10 endures. Where sleek fighter jets retreat, the Warthog presses forward. It is the tank of the sky, a flying fortress engineered to stay lethal even when bleeding. Dual engines spaced far apart to survive missile damage. Self-sealing fuel tanks, redundant flight controls, manual reversion mode, meaning even with hydraulics destroyed, the pilot can still fly using raw muscle power. In modern warfare, this level of survivability is unheard of. F-16s, F-35s, and drones rely on stealth, speed, and distance. But the A-10 does something no other aircraft dares to do. It gets close. Close enough to see the smoke from friendly positions. Close enough to hit targets mere meters from US troops. This is not just engineering. It's battlefield strategy, proven in Iraq, Afghanistan, and Syria. A warplane designed to take damage because the men on the ground deserve a protector that doesn't break.
1991, the Gulf War. A battlefield filled with armored columns, mobile missile launchers, and deeply entrenched Iraqi positions. It was here that the A-10 wrote its name in the pages of war history. While high-speed fighter jets focused on air superiority, the Warthog went after the hardest targets: tanks, artillery, armored convoys, and mobile defense systems. In just 40 days, the A-10 destroyed more than 900 Iraqi tanks, hundreds of vehicles, and countless battlefield positions. It became the nightmare of enemy armor and the savior of American and coalition forces pinned down under fire. But its legend grew not from the kills, but from its fearlessness. It flew through sandstorms, surface-to-air missiles, AAA fire, and still delivered precise, devastating strikes. Desert Storm didn't just prove the A-10's worth, it crowned it as the king of close air support. 1999, the NATO war over Kosovo. A battlefield of mountains, forests, and urban environments. Enemy forces hidden inside civilian zones. Speed was useless here. Stealth was unreliable. The only thing that mattered was precision. And precision is where the A-10 dominates. Flying low over Balkan mountains, the Warthog hunted artillery sites, camouflaged beneath trees. It targeted armored vehicles parked between buildings. It fired its GAU-8 cannon only when absolutely certain of what lay beneath. This was combat operations at their most delicate, the kind of warfare where mistakes rewrite human lives. And yet, NATO commanders repeatedly chose the A-10 because it could see the battlefield up close, strike without collateral damage, and take enemy fire that would obliterate other jets. Here, the Warthog proved something new. It wasn't just a tank killer, it was a protector. Afghanistan, the land of valleys, dust, ambushes, and endless mountain shadows. Here, the A-10 became more than a weapon. It became a lifeline. U.S. Marines and Army units learned one truth. If the Warthog was overhead, they could breathe. In narrow valleys where helicopters struggled to maneuver, in high-altitude firefights where jets passed too quickly, in ambushes where insurgents tried to overwhelm small patrols, the A-10 arrived like thunder. Flying low, sometimes so low soldiers could see the pilot's helmet, the Warthog unleashed precision burst strikes, stopping enemy attacks in seconds. Countless troops call it the sound of survival. This is where the A-10 earned its nickname, the guardian angel of the battlefield. Baghdad, Fallujah, Ramadi, cities where the fight wasn't over open desert, but tight streets, rooftops, alleyways, and hidden positions. Urban warfare is the hardest environment for any aircraft, but for the A-10, it was the perfect hunting ground. Flying slow and steady, the Warthog identified enemy snipers, RPG teams, and machine gun nests hiding between civilian structures. Its cannon strikes were so controlled, so precise, that U.S. troops trusted the A-10 to fire dangerously close to friendly positions. Against ISIS years later, the Warthog delivered deadly accuracy in Mosul and Raqqa, destroying fortified buildings and armored vehicles hiding inside city blocks. This wasn't air superiority. It wasn't long-range bombing. It was intimate warfare, and no other aircraft in the world could do it better. The GAU-8 Avenger is more than a cannon. It is a battlefield equalizer. Each round travels faster than sound, punching through armor with unstoppable force. And when the Warthog fires, the recoil is so powerful, it actually slows the aircraft down mid-air. This weapon redefined global military power. Enemy tank crews reported abandoning vehicles at the mere sound of Brut. In Syria, Iraqi forces called the Warthog the Metal Storm. In Iraq, insurgents said there is no hiding from that gun. This is why the A-10 remains irreplaceable. Missiles can miss, drones can glitch, high-speed fighter jets are too fast to see the ground clearly. But the GAU-8, it delivers justice, 30 rounds at a time. Where other jets escape upward, the A-10 dives downward. Where others keep distance, the Warthog gets close. This is why it destroys tanks better than missiles. Low altitude, slow speed, high visibility, long loiter time. This isn't poor performance, it's strategic perfection. In Desert Storm, the Warthog annihilated armored divisions. In Europe, it was prepared to stop Soviet tank waves. In Syria and Iraq, it destroyed armored technicals, artillery, and heavy vehicles hiding in complex terrain. This is not an outdated aircraft. It is a specialist, the best tank killer ever built. A predator designed to rule the low sky. Every part of the A-10 is loud, but not the engines. Mounted high on the tail, spaced far apart, the Warthog's twin turbofans create a low acoustic signature, making the aircraft almost silent from below during approach. Troops call it the ghost arrival. Insurgents say they hear the cannon before they hear the jet. This stealth by sound is a battlefield strategy no advanced fighter jet can duplicate. And there's another reason for the engine placement. If one engine takes a hit, the other keeps the aircraft alive. If both take hits, the armor protects them long enough to fly home. This is rugged military technology at its finest. Simple, effective, durable. A design that continues to outperform sophisticated modern war machines where it matters most, in real combat.
The A-10's wings are more than steel and rivets. They are lifelines, shaped for survival, engineered for dominance. Long, straight, wide wings allow the Warthog to fly at slow speeds without stalling. This gives the pilot the ability to circle, observe, choose, and strike with surgical precision, even during high-threat combat operations. These wings can carry a staggering payload: guided bombs, Hydra rockets, laser systems, anti-armor missiles, and 30mm ammunition that turns tanks into scrap metal. But the true secret? Resilience. These wings were designed to absorb violent ground fire, to come home with shrapnel scars, bullet holes, torn metal. In Iraq and Afghanistan, countless A-10s returned with wings that looked shredded, but the aircraft never lost control. Other fighter jets are built like race cars. The A-10 is built like a shield, a flying declaration that American air power will not break. In the age of drones, satellites, and beyond visual range fighter jets, the A-10 adapted instead of fading. It evolved. Laser-guided bombs, JDAM precision strike kits, advanced target pods with thermal imaging, digital battlefield mapping, smart weapon systems normally found on cutting-edge fighter jets. These upgrades transformed the Warthog from a pure tank killer into a multi-role precision strike aircraft. In Iraq and Syria, A-10s delivered pinpoint hits on enemy headquarters, fortified hideouts, and mobile rocket launchers with near zero collateral damage. This wasn't old technology trying to survive. This was a proven war machine merging with the future, showing that real power is not in being new, but in being unstoppable. There are sounds in war that inspire courage, and sounds that drain the enemy of all hope. The Burt is both. It echoes across valleys. It shakes deserts. It rattles armored vehicles before the rounds even hit. The psychological impact is legendary. US troops call it the voice of God. Insurgents call it the metal scream. Tank crews in Desert Storm abandoned their vehicles upon hearing it. Because the Burt is not just a sound. It is a decision. The moment the A-10 commits to saving lives on the ground and ending the threat before it can breathe again. This sound has changed battles, saved platoons, turned the tide of war. And in the hearts of soldiers, it will forever be the most comforting sound in modern warfare. Surface-to-air missiles, manpads, radar-guided artillery, heat-seeking rockets. The modern battlefield is more dangerous than ever. Yet, the A-10 continues to dominate. Why? Because its survivability is unmatched. It can fly home with one engine, one elevator, one hydraulic system. It can lose half a wing and still land. In a world of advanced war weapons and fragile fighter jets, the Warthog's ruggedness is a battlefield miracle. Commanders know this. When the fight gets close, when the enemy is entrenched, when drones and jets can't risk entering the kill zone, the A-10 goes in, confident, relentless,
unbreakable.
The A-10 represents a philosophy no modern aircraft embraces anymore. Survive first, kill second, protect always. Where the F-35 uses stealth, where drones use distance, the A-10 uses courage, armor, and raw destructive power. Its mission is intimate, personal. It looks the enemy in the eye and eliminates the threat with terrifying efficiency. War analysts call it outdated. Veterans call it irreplaceable. Because in the reality of ground combat, where soldiers bleed, cry, and fight for inches, no aircraft has ever been more trusted. The flying tank is more than a weapon. It is a promise kept.
For years, the A-10 faced retirement threats, budget cuts, new fighter programs, technological shifts in modern warfare. But each time the military tried to replace the Warthog, commanders, pilots, and analysts, and most importantly, infantry, pushed back hard. Because no drone carries a 30mm cannon. No stealth jet can orbit a battlefield for hours. No fighter can fly low enough to see friendly positions with human eyes. And so the debate continues. Can advanced war weapons replace a legend? Can algorithms replace courage? Can a machine built for speed ever replace a machine built for saving lives? After 40 years, the answer is the same. Not yet. Maybe never.
The A-10 may be old, but it is not done evolving. Future upgrades include advanced targeting pods, precision networking, new armor-piercing ammunition, drone coordination systems, and next-generation reconnaissance overlays. Imagine a future battlefield where the A-10 flies alongside autonomous drones, marking targets while the Warthog delivers the killing blow. Imagine thermal vision so sharp it sees through smoke, dust, and darkness with perfect clarity. Imagine upgraded engines and digital cockpits, giving the aircraft another 20 years of service. This is the future war machine nobody expected. A legend reforged for the wars ahead.
In every war, every era, every lost valley and burning street, one truth remains. When the A-10 arrives, hope arrives with it. It is the roar that silences fear, the angel that watches over soldiers in their darkest moments, the machine that refuses to die because too many lives depend on it. The Warthog is not simply an aircraft. It is a bond between warrior and sky, a promise carved from steel and fire. I will not leave you. As new war machines rise, as drones take over the skies, as technology races forward, one question remains for the future of global military power. Can any aircraft truly replace the guardian angel of the battlefield? Or will the A-10 Thunderbolt continue its watch until the last soldier comes home?